Tim, what's the next topic?
The next topic is the big one, movie of the year. Now, I got a list of all the movies that I thought were at all relevant on this thing.
Okay.
You guys, there might be some shit.
Do you want me just to answer?
Go.
Interstellar.
Last year.
Not this year.
No, but I saw it when it was finally available on demand. I watched it on the back of a Virgin America seat, and that's my movie of the year. Welcome to the future.
All right, you know what?
Fuck your dumb shitty
I'll
movies.
just give it to him.
Put them on demand right away.
Interstellar. Next topic. All right, so I have them in order of release.
Jesus.
So in January we got Ex Machina. Did you see
Oh.
this?
That's definitely a candidate.
Yeah, that's a really good one.
This is the Colin wishes he was right about this one, right?
No, this is the if you see something, say something to Colin Moriarty. That's what this is.
Say something.
You see a movie. He
Nick's
needs
like,
to
hey,
see.
Nick at one point was like, you should see Ex Machina, but he didn't tell me to see Ex Machina. He's like, you should. It's the same thing with Interstellar. You all left me hanging on Interstellar for like a year.
No, there
You
are.
guys are like, yo, you should see Interstellar. No one's like, you should see Interstellar, Colin.
There are.
You know, it's
I think
different.
I've said it like 3 or 4 times on podcasts. We can ask people that are watching right now to go through. I'm sure someone knows. They could timestamp it. The amount of times that I was like, Colin,
You'd love it. That's all you
you
said.
would
though.
love Interstellar.
But you didn't say it like that.
That is the movie for you. This is a movie for you.
You did the peck dance. And you're like, anyways, though, you might like Interstellar, Colin.
I think I even said the same thing about Ex
And then
Machina.
you did this wink thing to me
On the
that
wrong
the camera
side.
couldn't see. Why do you do it? Cheat out! Play to the crowd.
Because it's creepier if you just see it.
Ex Machina is definitely one of my 2 top movies of the year.
That was a great movie that I saw
I only
on
saw like
demand
5 movies this year.
on my iPad on a Virgin America flight.
Next up, the biggest movie of the year, 50 Shades of Grey, which we saw together.
That's still just this year?
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
God
Well, think about
damn.
it. Anything kind of funny
That's
was
true.
this year.
Was this year.
Ah, man.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Was that January-ish?
That was February 12th.
Fucking Jesus. It's when you fell in love.
It is when I
Van.
fell in love.
Yeah.
But what's
Van.
awesome about that, like we did the review of that movie.
Yeah.
That was one of
It's
our
true.
first. That was our first kind of funny movie review
That's right.
because we weren't allowed to do movies before then.
That's right.
It's crazy.
That was an interesting movie.
Yeah, it was an interesting movie. It's weird that the sequels aren't coming out for like 10 years.
I was walking down my street the other day, and you know, how, like sometimes you can have that weird, almost first floor apartment because San Francisco's on hills. It's kind of like a half a floor.
You saw
up.
some people banging.
No, I saw a girl drinking wine, eating probably ice cream or something, bundled up, watching the part in 50 Shades of Grey where like the ropes being tied, and I was walking with my wife, and she just stopped. She's like, "Is that woman watching 50?" I mean, anyone could walk by and just see this basically porno that's happening on the screen.
No. That's
And I was
not
like,
true.
she
It's
is
a fucking
definitely
movie.
watching this. It was interesting. I'm like, how embarrassing would that be if someone like, if I didn't know someone was watching me watch 50 Shades of Grey in the privacy of my own home by myself?
I don't think it's that bad.
No, that's just it. The problem with 50 Shades of Grey was it wasn't sexy,
Yeah.
right? There's a way to do that sexily, and that
And it
was not
wasn't
it.
that, yeah.
That was not it. Like you want to see a sexy intensity. Watch the beginning of like Basic Instinct.
Here's the
right?
thing,
where you're
though.
like, there's a danger to this and an intensity to it, and then of course she stabs the shit out of the guy as he's like coming, which is really weird. It's a great scene.
You're playing it all wrong though. I'm sorry that this movie wasn't sexy enough for you, but that's true to the character. Christian Grey doesn't make love. He fucks.
Hard.
Hard, yeah.
Just like me.
You did.
Yeah.
They used to call you, and maybe they still do, the pile driver. They call me the pile driver.
Next up, we had Cinderella, which we did not need another goddamn Cinderella reboot.
Wait, how
Especially
many
if it
how many
doesn't even
movies are
start.
on this list?
There's a
Is it
lot.
every movie? Why don't you just go
Yeah.
by the ones that were actually
because
good?
they're
Give it a
going-
shot. It's hot.
Yeah.
Because we're giving like our one sentence reviews of something.
Okay.
Didn't
Cinderella
see it.
didn't see it.
3 of us didn't see any of these movies.
For each one.
90% of them.
Go, next.
I saw 2 movies this year.
There was Hot Tub Time Machine 2.
Didn't
Loved it.
see it.
Which I didn't
Loved
see.
it. Not as good as the first one. Arguably the first one
The first one's amazing.
is fucking amazing.
Wait, wasn't the story with the first Hot Tub Time Machine that Clements was dying to show me that movie? And then we finally watched it and he like fell asleep like 10 minutes into the movie and
Yeah,
we watched it, loved it. He was so upset.
My
He
buddy,
was so upset.
He was so upset we didn't wake him up or stop it.
my buddy, 2 of my friends that worked at IGN back in the day got to see a screening of that, and they came back and they were like, it was terrible.
Number 1 or 2?
Terrible. Hot Tub Time Machine 1.
Okay.
Before it had come out, they saw one of those like Screen Gem screenings.
Sure.
whatever it was. And I was
Stacks and Kava.
like, no, it was Kava and Thai.
Damn, it was
And they were
close.
like, nah, it's not very good. Don't see it. And then
Well,
I
Thai
watched
has
it,
a
and I'm
high
like,
brow.
It blew me away. It was so
Blew me away.
everything in it is so damn
Well,
funny.
I put it up there with 40-Year-Old Virgin, which is like one of those movies I saw where I'm like, that movie looks fucking awful.
Yeah.
And then I rented it on Netflix in college and I'm like, 4-Year-Old Virgin is arguably the funniest movie I've ever
It's
seen
one of the
in my
funniest
entire
movies I've
life.
read. Yeah.
And that was a similar movie where I don't want to see Hot Time Machine. It sounds so dumb. And then I saw it, I'm like, this is awesome.
yeah, it's
Reminds
funny.
me of Grandma's Boy, the same thing.
really
Grandma's Boy
does.
is fucking ingenious.
If you see something, say something to Colin.
Don't go Colin. You should see Grandma's Boy. Colin, you gotta see Grandma's Boy, and you just keep saying it over and over again until I see Grandma's Boy.
Okay.
Then you if we keep saying it over and over, then you definitely won't for a couple months.
That is
And
the
then you will.
slippery slope with them. That is the slippery slope
but
with
to
them.
be fair, I don't do that to the people in my life, typically.
Mm-hmm.
I do that to the people not in my life
Mm-hmm.
that think they can dictate the terms.
Mm,
You understand what I'm saying? So you tell me I get 1,000 tweets telling me to play Metal Gear Solid 5 and I'm wrong about it. Why don't I play Metal Gear Solid 5?
I also told you gotta play it.
But not all things are equal, right? The Barris Center between the people telling me that I should play it and then Greg telling me I should play it is pulling me in two different directions. I'm tightly locked.
Mm.
And that was before I had the award for Trending Gamer of the Year, so
You're
probably
you're
not as
a
much pull then.
Game Award winning
Gamer.
gamer.
Did anyone see
Personality.
Chappie?
No.
No.
Okay. Did anyone have interest in seeing Chappie?
No.
After
was not
Kevin says it wasn't good. Move on.
The trailer looked cool. I was into it.
After
but
Elysium, I
watch
was like, I'll wait for that one to
Yeah.
come on video, and then I didn't watch it when it came on video.
it. Trainwreck.
I did see that.
Almost watched it. the
My
other
life.
day.
You almost watched it the other day.
On the plane, I was like, oh, I should watch this, but it was like $8. I'm like, I'll wait for it to come on Netflix.
Yeah, you gotta watch it on that little ass
Not doing
720p fucking crack in the corner.
that. Yeah. Bad sound because I use.
That's why I
shitty
can't believe you
headphones.
watch Interstellar on that TV. I'm
That
like, I
sound
want
because
to
I use
strangle you.
shitty
Nailed it.
headphones.
They
Nick
nailed it.
Scarpino.
It was the way Christopher Nolan intended it
You
to be
couldn't
watched.
enjoy Miller's Planet on that.
I saw it just fine. Thank you very much. I saw Trainwreck.
What'd
It
you
was
think?
good. This is one of my problems with the digital on demand though. Is that the only one available is like the extended cut? I was like one of
hate
those.
that.
All right, come on. I can see why they should have shortened this up a bit.
I fucking hate that. I don't know why they do that. I don't know why they feel the need to screw with
They
it.
try to get you again. They're trying to get double dippers.
Oh, that makes sense, I guess.
Yeah.
But no,
Furious
really
7.
funny. And John Cena was awesome in it.
John Cena was
and John
awesome.
Cena got a big old dick. If that was
see
his
it?
real dick, I don't know.
I can only hope.
Probably not his real dick. I hope he has a real dick. He's got really big traps.
Hope he has a real dick.
Well, I know he has a real dick. That's not the.
I too hope he has a real dick.
I'll third that.
But no, Christine was talking about all his
The
thighs.
motion
They have
carries.
really good
Motion
thighs.
carries.
Good thighs.
John
Yeah.
Cena,
Good
we
ass,
hope you have a
too.
real dick.
God be with you, John Cena.
God,
Furious 7
Jesus.
was next up. And
Great movie.
Love
yeah,
it.
I don't
Cried
think you
in
could
it.
have topped that in terms
Not
of.
not in all seriousness ever going to be my movie of the year per
No,
se.
yeah, no, exactly.
But
I mean,
was
it
a fun romp.
And honestly, I don't. The fact that Star Wars is coming out means that this is not going to be a true statement. But like the experience of that movie in the theater, unrivaled.
Well,
The
fuck
energy of everyone in that fucking
Yeah, but
room.
we had a different experience because we went and saw a sneak preview where frickin' Tyrese came out and was
But
like,
even besides
"What's
that-
up, everybody? I'm Tyrese. I'm in the movie you're gonna see." And I was like, "They're real people."
Yeah, we were part of the family at that
We
moment.
were part of the family at that
Oh, it
moment.
was amazing.
It was
Been a
fun.
long day.
Here's you, my friend.
Cut Greg's mic. Thank you.
Avengers: Age of Ultron. It was very cool.
Avengers.
More shit. More
Right.
Marvel stuff.
Right.
And the problem for me with Age of Ultron is that at that point we knew Civil War was coming. So Civil War is the real Avengers movie.
Sure.
So
Not this dumb robot.
yeah, it was
Yeah.
fine. It was a fine movie. But whatever.
Appomattox.
We saw it together.
We
And
did,
We were
early.
both like, oh,
Gettysburg.
Yeah, that was
Address.
fun.
yeah, it
That was
fun.
what I
Was that something
expected.
in the Civil
It'll
War?
never
Yes.
be Avengers
Okay.
1, which was like caught you off guard and was amazing.
Exactly. Then there was Pitch Perfect 2. Did anyone besides me see
I
this?
saw
I
it.
saw it.
What'd you guys think?
Fine.
I thought that the German girl and the dude from YouTube were hilarious in it.
Flula?
Flula's fucking hilarious.
fucking
He's
funny
actually
as
those
shit.
two. My wife's watching a show that she's in right now. I think it's like a Danish show that she's in, which is weird, but so it's like totally foreign. And I won't watch it because there's reading involved. She's a great actress. She's stunning to look at, and she's fucking hilarious in that movie. The rest of it was like, I don't understand what the hell's going on. They go to
Yeah.
a camp for some reason.
No, man, it was fucking weird. I think that if
Bonding.
you take Pitch
And then-
Perfect 1 and 2 and take bits and pieces, you can make one movie that is like a 10 out of 10 comedy.
Oh, I think Pitch Perfect 1 was a 10
I
out
like
of
It's
10.
Yeah,
great.
I
I,
like it.
would say
funny.
10 out of 10. It was really good.
Yeah.
But 2 had some really funny parts. But then
Everything
a
with
lot
Flula
of it
was hilarious.
sucked.
I really liked Pitch Perfect 2 when I think the best part of it was Fat Amy and then the guy from Workaholics.
Workaholics.
Yeah.
And when she's like coming on the boat out
Yeah.
over to say, and he's like, don't do it. And then that was great.
Yeah. Mad Max Fury Road.
Yeah,
Loved
that's
it.
probably the winner.
Thanks to it being on the back of a Virgin America seat, I did see Mad Max Fury Road, and I did like it.
I've yet to see this movie. I really want to, and I'm sure that I'm going to love it.
Oh, you should
It's
before
fantastic.
you render an
Yeah.
opinion on this subject. You
Yeah.
should watch it.
I went to
because-
so I was trying to watch before we did this topic, and I was trying to find where it's available, and it was like fucking really expensive on
Yeah,
Amazon.
It's
I'm like,
still
I'm
it's
not
still
gonna
to
do
buy.
this.
Probably they probably don't have it for rent, but
It's worth buying.
Come on, George Miller.
it's one of those like Interstellar that you've all done yourself a disservice for not seeing it on the big screen because it is supposed to be like in your fucking face, as big, like bigger than life. The first scene is like it's supposed to visually punch you in the dick, and that's what it does.
Well,
When
I
it's
got
on
my
a giant
sexy ass
70-foot
ultra
screen.
wide monitor. I can watch it on that.
Well, keep in mind
It'll
too,
look
though, if you watch it
beautiful.
on a Virgin America flight, you can get food delivered to your seat at any time,
Including those nuts with the pepper on them.
Yep,
Oh
yep.
man.
using their in-flight entertainment system, Red,
Red. Shout out to Virgin
approved
America
by
Red.
the trending gamer.
And if you're lucky, someone will have brought a baby right next to you, so it can fucking scream in your ear every 5
yeah,
seconds.
you're right. No fucking awful people who have procreated ever bring their kids to the fucking movie theater.
Not
You're
to
right.
Mad Max. What kind of sick son of a
Bullshit.
bitch brings their kid to
Bullshit.
Mad Max?
Bullshit. Yeah, I'm in all sorts of R-rated
like
I'm
shit.
noticing. I told you, I'm noticing this trend at sports games, football games when I watch of people bringing their infants and putting headphones,
Oh,
like
yeah,
like the noise canceling headphones on them. I'm like, go home.
Yeah.
I saw someone at a Billy Joel concert when I saw him a couple months ago, and I'm like, go home. There's a guy literally in front of this woman smoking a joint.
Mm-hmm.
This baby's just sitting there facing the mom, just like with fucking headphones on. Billy Joel is up there playing Downeaster Alexa. I'm like, what is going on in this fucking place? I digress.
Colin, I'd love to leave her at home, but it's just all the parenting books these days say that they need to be together for the first 5 months to form the bond. I can't for the life of me get a
gotta
fucking
swaddle.
sitter
I'm
for
telling you-
4 hours. So mom, God, I need to have this fucking mistake strapped to my chest. Now we're running out of fucking oxygen in this planet.
the
Let's
guy-
keep putting him in here and taking him to
Dude,
concerts.
the guy near her that was smoked so many J's during the Billy Joel concert. I'm like, this isn't a 311 concert, my friend. The average age of the person here is literally 55 years old.
I didn't realize is Billy Joel a stoner culture?
No,
At
that was
all?
what I was saying. I'm like, I see that at 311 shows. You watch a 311 show on YouTube, it's just plumes of smoke. I mean, that's just
Yeah.
what it.
Yeah.
But and that's fine. It's or Grateful Dead or something like that, or whatever. Dave Matthews. But
Miley Cyrus.
it's
Yeah.
like, are you fucking kidding me?
Oh.
Billy Joel's up
concert,
there.
though.
Billy Joel's up there
I saw.
Billy Joel's up there.
playing fucking Anthony's
What a
song.
sheet.
I don't think you need to smoke a joint to fully appreciate what he's trying to do. You know?
Maybe you got to get in that headspace, man. What do you want from me?
Did you see Tomorrowland, Nick?
No one saw it tomorrow.
Okay, I didn't either.
I don't think anyone saw it.
Yeah, no.
That movie tanks.
Inside Out.
Good
the
movie.
more I think about Inside Out, the more I like that movie. I liked it when I first saw it, but then now
it's
it's
no
becoming
Incredibles.
great in my head.
Yeah, but it's no Incredibles.
Yeah,
it's
but
not.
that's-
It's not their best work by far.
Yeah, but
It's
it's
good.
good. It's
They-
by far not their worst work. I wouldn't say it's by far not their best. I think it's up there.
I
think it's like top
it's
5.
definitely great. Don't get me wrong, but they understand the formula and they're perfect at it. And this one was just missing something. But it was also to their in their defense, not the typical sort of story that they
Yeah, I
tell,
thought it
right?
was
This is
very
a lot more
creative
insular, so it's
and
not,
funny
it's
as
not
shit.
going to hit on the same level as an Incredibles, right?
Whenever they went in other people's heads,
Oh, that
it
was
like
awesome.
the funniest thing.
That was awesome.
Did you see it?
No.
I think you'd like it.
No,
you,
I'm not gonna
you
do
would
that.
hate it.
Not gonna watch it.
You'd absolutely.
You know, you should do
hate
the next
Inside
time it
Out,
comes
I heard-
out,
I heard I would really
you
like
might
it.
It was
it.
a full theater of children.
Oh,
Your
wow, that's
favorite
a lot of
things.
fun.
I heard it
What'd
was
you
really
call
heady.
them? Mistakes.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's
all
very
the
heady.
mistakes, all their sticky little fucking fingers trying to get in your
parasites.
pockets and buttholes, and you're like, go away.
Why are they trying to get your butthole?
I don't know. Kids are stupid.
Jesus, keep out of there. That's
This
a
is my
no-fly zone.
nightmare.
Then there was Poltergeist, the remake, which I saw, and I'm just putting this out there. Worst movie I've ever seen in my entire life. It is
Wow.
the new low. Jeepers Creepers 2 was holding that spot down for a while.
Oh,
Jeepers Creepers 1 was
then-
bad.
Yeah, I
And then
saw
the
that in the theater.
Then The Happening came, and I was like, oh shit, I'm going to reevaluate some shit. But now,
Trees.
Nature's
Poltergeist,
turned against us.
Poltergeist remake, bad news. Did you see San Andreas?
I wanted to.
Me
I,
too.
I,
did
I
want
heard it was
to.
great disaster porn. I heard it was really, really great.
It has the
If
rock.
you
I
go
haven't
into it
seen
with,
it, but I
like-
can imagine that movie would be on my list at some point. Jurassic World.
I saw
Good.
that one.
Good. Liked
Enjoyed it.
Enjoyed it.
a
Yeah,
lot.
enjoyable.
Terminator Genesis.
Oh,
Yeah, we
God.
saw Terminator
liked
Genesis, motherfuckers.
Liked it.
Yeah. What was the story of that, Greg?
It was Vegas. So
Yeah,
it was,
it was
what was it?
GameStop.
Oh, GameStop
We're at the
Expo.
GameStop
GameStop Expo. We went and ordered a bunch of pizzas and went back and
You
destroyed
left.
those
You
That's
pizzas.
why I had to
You
bail.
got
I
out
had to
of
go to the doctor. Yeah.
And Greg goes, I think one of us said, hey, wouldn't it be fun? Just like kind of joking around. Like, remember when we used to like go into each other's hotel rooms and like get pizza and watch movies instead of like going out and partying, gambling, and seeing hookers? And I was like, Yeah, that would be fun.
Barely.
Greg's like, why don't we do that again? And so we had a 13-year-old night in a beautiful hotel suite.
We had garlic
got
knots,
way
too.
too much
Oh,
pizza.
it was garlic knots. Yeah, we did buy way too much pizza.
Ate
Like,
it all.
We bought the pizza. And I forgot we fucked up the way we bought it. Like we should have bought a pizza, but instead we bought slices.
Yeah.
And the total ended up being like $87, and it was just like whatever. Like it's way too late to deal with this shit. And then yeah, we watched Terminator Genesis, and it was
It's
an
fun. It was
experience.
fun.
It's definitely not up there.
They
but
get the Terminator movies they peaked with T2,
Of course.
and then went very, very quickly downhill with 3, 4, and I guess this is 5 now.
yeah.
Yeah.
Then there was Magic Mike Double XL, which good lord, that movie.
You
Did
see
you
it?
see it?
Yeah.
See some dicks?
Oh my, it's so good.
Do you see
it's
some dicks?
So good. You don't see the dicks.
That's
but like,
stupid.
My
It's
problem
amazing.
with that series is that I don't think even the producers take it seriously as a movie, because I think if I remember correctly, the Magic Mike, the way the first one came about was
The Magic Mike.
they had like somehow Steven Soderbergh or something. I could be remembering this incorrectly, but Steven Soderbergh had like a project fall through, but the funding was still there, so they just happened to make this movie. Kind
Yeah.
of that
I mean,
had
well,
no script whatsoever.
No, the second one is very much that.
Oh,
but it's
God, it
it's
was
fun. It's
hard to
awesome.
watch.
They commit to it. And
Well,
they
the
did,
dance
they did
Channing
stuff's
Tatum's
great.
great.
The
Yeah.
dance stuff's great, and Channing Tatum's great, but
That's all the movie
cobbling
is.
together the rest of the storyline behind that, you're like, what the fuck is happening?
I mean, in 2, they kind of like they don't even try. Like they try to not try. It's just like, all right, how do we get to the next dance scene? Let's just do it, and then they just do.
I wish I was Channing
Ant-Man,
Good.
Oh, Ant-Man was this year.
way better than anyone thought it would be.
Had no
Not
idea.
great though.
No,
So it was
Fun.
all right, cool. More
Fun
shit.
movie.
Mission Impossible: Rogue Nation.
liked it.
Did
a
not
lot.
see it.
Liked it way more than I thought I would. Similar to the 4th Mission Impossible, which I liked way more than I thought I would, and the 3rd one, which was really, really good.
There are so many more movies
No,
on
there's
this
not.
list.
There's not too much. We're going to, a lot of these are literal just sentences. I want to make sure we're covering the year.
Sure.
Calm down, jeez.
Fantastic Four.
No,
Did
fuck
anyone
off.
see it?
No one saw it.
No. See, that was a vote with your wallet moment.
Yeah.
If we ever saw one.
Yeah, and I think the sequel was canceled, right?
It was, yeah.
Or
Or it's on
everyone fucking
hiatus
put
or
it out
whatever.
there.
That won't be
Which
the
is
first-
funny
that won't be the last
because-
one.
Because, well, here's the thing. We've talked so much about these superhero movies, and there was one thing when we looked at the calendar going forward.
And that was the one where I'm
and
like,
that
I
was
don't
the
even
one
think
where
it's
we
gonna
were
happen.
like, this is going to be fucking bad, and hopefully the 2 doesn't even happen.
Yep.
So it's like, yeah.
We called it.
Straight Outta Compton.
I want to see that.
Holy
shit, I forgot about
shit,
that.
That
That
was
might
a good
be-
movie.
That was up there. It's still not my favorite. I still don't think it beats up Fury Road, but
Let's
it
see
was
if it's on
good.
demand yet.
Dude, that movie was fucking
You
awesome.
guys, you would love it.
I'm sure I would.
You would love it just because of the music and because of the time that it's so nostalgic and the way they shot it. I think it was Maddie Lebatique who shot it. What like perfectly nailed not Los Angeles, not the period, but the way we remember that time period. Like the Rodney King beating, like them getting arrested in Detroit for singing "Fuck the Police" and all that stuff. It's so cool. The third act. It gets a little rough on the
It
third
gets
act.
rough,
It gets
but
a little
in
too
a
long.
fun way though. Like,
But in a
it was
fun
too
way.
long, and like they really kind of wrapped everything up. It's like, and now Tupac's here, and it's
They're
like,
like, oh, what's
the
up, Tupac?
fucking
Oh,
Snoop
now
Dogg?
it's
Holy
Snoop.
shit, the whole
Right.
crew's here.
But other
January
than that,
19th.
It's really fucking cool. It's really, really well done.
That's
Got to
a
sell
Blu-ray.
those Blu-rays first.
Yeah, it's on
Oh,
Blu-ray
I
then.
see, I see.
So I don't. You don't know.
Black Mass.
Ooh.
Hey, we saw one
We
together.
did. Greg and I went on a mandate to that, and you were okay with
That
that.
was one of those. That was one of those moments. Like, all right, Nick is like a professional at movies and stuff. Where I left and I was like, that was fun. And you're like, bah. The shots were like this. And you didn't know where they were, and you didn't know who was the. And I'm like, all right.
That was a movie I could tell had some issues probably when they were filming, and then they threw it together in the edit, and it just didn't work well for me. Just didn't do well for me.
It wasn't great, but I enjoyed myself.
Yeah.
But maybe it was my date.
We had a good day. We got tacos before.
We did get tacos.
10 out of 10 date. The Visit, my biggest surprise.
I want to see that still.
Oh man, it was so awesome. It's M. Night Shyamalan. He's back. He is back.
Good for him.
We'll see. I don't know.
My
Hopefully
dude.
not his second movie.
What
or
a
movie after
twist.
this goes. But that was a fun movie, and I watched it again. I enjoyed it that time too.
I'll watch it one day.
The Martian,
Good.
Great book.
Come to Day One Digital.
You'll like it. It's good.
Maze Runner. Was it you that watched The Maze Runner?
I wanted to watch
watched
it.
The Maze Runner, the first one,
Okay.
I watched the movie.
and I liked it a lot until
watched
the
The
last
Maze
10 minutes, and then I was like, "What the fuck?" It was
Was
actually
the Scorch Trials the first one, or
That's the second one. I
Okay.
think it's just the Maze Runner was the first
Scorch
one, and it
Trials
was
came out
really
this year.
it was cool. It starts off. It's obviously a young adult movie, but it starts off as a really fucking cool sci-fi film, right? This kid just like he just comes up in an elevator. That's it. He's in a fucking caged elevator. Comes up, wakes up, looks around him, and he's just in the maze. And there's these other kids that have been living there for years and just trying to survive.
And David
like,
Bowie comes.
Bowie goes into that thing with the ball, you know, and this big cock
me on the
piece,
baby.
just that big fucking swinging cock piece that he had down there. It was weird. Bowie's a baller. It was cool, but then it becomes very, very young adult.
Yeah.
Like, oh.
Then there was a whole bunch of shit that I know we didn't see, but there was Goosebumps, Jen and the Holograms,
Jen and the Holograms apparently the biggest bomb like
of
ever.
all time. Goosebumps the people that watched it seem to have liked it more than I think anyone thought they would.
R.L.
wanna see
Stine's
that.
books were coming to life.
Yeah, that was the thing.
20 years too late.
The Last Witch Hunter. I'm
No,
upset we didn't see this. But one day.
When that movie came out, we didn't realize that. I think our heads were in the sand. We were too busy, and then we realized it was out. And you and I looked at each other, and we had that moment of,
Which one's this?
Yeah.
why didn't we see
The
it
Vin
midnight
Diesel.
showing?
Oh, okay.
So instead of watching it though, because there was a time where we were about to, we saw Jobs instead.
Yes, we did.
And I thought that was a good call probably.
That was
Because
probably
Jobs was a good movie.
it was a better call in the long run. Yes, I think Witch Hunter probably that night would have been more fun since it was
Definitely.
Halloween night.
Yes.
Jobs was good. I would be interested to hear your perspective on it because you read that Walter Isaacson's book,
Excellent book.
which I think they take a little bit from.
Highly
if I'm not
recommend it.
mistaken. It was good. It's cool. It's a very unique way of telling the story, which is what I appreciated most about it. I didn't vibe with it 100%, just because I don't like biopics that that are this close to the person, because I don't think there's a lot of perspective you can shed this close. Same reason why I didn't like Social Network, where I'm like, the guy's still alive. He's not even out of his fucking 20s yet, and we're making a movie about him. Like, what possible perspective? We're all using this product. Like, we all know this story. There's nothing really new or surprising you're going to bring to it. And lo and behold, I watched it, and I was like, I was right.
yeah.
There wasn't anything specifically that I was like, yeah,
There
I
was
didn't know
cool
that.
visual
Like,
things.
Wait,
that
Steve.
They did.
Jobs was beautifully directed, beautifully produced, beautifully acted. Great way of structure-wise, great way of telling the story. I just don't like their need to sort of wrap things up at the end with
definitely.
it. And it was very much a almost a Hollywood style ending where you're like, this character is redeemed to some degree, and I just don't think Steve Jobs ever had redemption. I think he died, and I think the public opinion of him was that he was a genius, and he changed the world. But privately, he was a shithead. Like, I don't think anyone would rebuff that at all. And this movie kind of paints him in a little bit different of a light. And
Yeah.
that's the
In
only
a
thing I
way
had a
that is
problem with.
like, get the fuck out of
Yeah,
here.
it's a. I just feel like they weren't in it. I think they strayed too far away from the actual source. I don't think they were being true to who Steve Jobs was, and I think that was a bit of a cop out.
This is the Fassbender one, right?
Yeah, he's fucking awesome. He's awesome, and Seth Rogen, to his extreme credit, not only holds his own in scenes with him and fucking not Kate. Is it Kate Winslet? Yeah, Kate Winslet. You're talking like great out, and Jeff Daniels, and then Seth Rogen, and you're like, this is the dude that fucking got
Smokes
popular
weed.
for smoking weed and doing Pineapple Express, and he plays Wozniak, and he is fucking awesome.
Good. Yeah, he was
He's
great.
fucking awesome in the movie.
Spectre.
Next one.
Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah,
The Peanuts movie, I doubt you saw.
that came out.
Yeah.
I
that was
didn't
out,
see
that
it.
was out.
No, I'll see it on Netflix.
Hunger Games, Mockingjay Part 2.
I actually wanted to see this because we saw Hunger Games
Wait a
Mockingjay
minute.
Part
Yeah,
1.
We slept through part one.
I saw the whole thing. I was awake that whole movie.
Where you
Couldn't sleep.
couldn't sleep. That series actually got better as it kept going because it got more money and the story actually got fairly interesting. Not ever going to be my favorite series ever, but
Yeah,
I will see part 2 at some point.
The books, I mean, especially, I think the first book's a great book. The second book is the first book. It was very disappointing. The first movie, though, when you go back and look at it, it's so low budget. Like, it's so surprising that they like didn't really understand what they had.
Well,
with it.
you remember that I forget who produced those. I think it was the same people that did Twilight. I could be wrong, but they all were like taking a huge chance on that because that was like Twilight specifically. You go back and watch that first one. It is like a made for TV
It's like a fan film.
It is.
It's
bad.
really, even the last Twilight is like surprisingly low budget.
Yeah, they are. But yeah, the Hunger
sure.
Games hit big, and then that put Jennifer Lawrence on the map. She became a huge star, and they got a lot more fucking money for those.
We're coming up at the end of the year. So Good Dinosaur. Haven't seen it yet. Really want to. I've heard really mixed things
Won't see it.
about
Too
it
many
being
movies to
not
see.
too good. I just saw Krampus. That was
Is that a comedy horror? It's
So
got
that's
the
the
guy
thing.
from Parks and
It's-
Reckoning, right?
yeah,
Who the hell is
And
this?
it's not a comedy, and I would say it's more horror than it's like Gremlins. It's like it's very
You had me at Gremlins.
How
yeah,
is
yeah.
the fried
So
chicken
it's-
portrayed?
It's very reminiscent of like 80s practical horror effects. Like it's a lot of dolls that come to life and they fucking kill things. There's blood and there's a lot of like lighting effects and stuff. And so it's fun to watch just as like, oh man, I haven't seen something like this for a long time.
yeah.
And the story, it's weird and it's very campy. It nailed what it was trying to do. I just don't necessarily think it needed to do it.
Gotcha.
You know, it wasn't a bad movie at all. Like, it was cool, but I wouldn't recommend it
'Kay.
to anybody. And then you said you haven't seen Creed.
I've not seen Creed yet. I know I'm gonna love that movie.
People like Creed. So then the last couple are what we still have left in the year. 4 undeniable classics, most likely. We got Star Wars: The Force Awakens.
Love it. Gonna love it.
We got The Hateful Eight,
Gonna love it.
Oh yeah.
The Revenant,
Probably
Also
gonna like that
looking
a
great.
lot.
and Point Break, the remake.
Point Break comes out this year.
Yeah.
Well, that's unfortunate for Point Break because it's gonna get slaughtered. Probably. Well,
No,
no,
it's gonna
yeah,
get slaughtered.
it's gonna get slaughtered.
Yeah.
It's up against a Tarantino film and a fucking Star Wars film. No one's picking Point Break to see during
And
Christmas.
another
Day.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
They should have.
movie.
That's weird that they put that out during Christmas. They should have pushed that out a month.
Yeah, maybe it is. I just looked at the movie.
No,
release
yeah, it
list.
sounds probably right.
But yeah, I mean, we'll see. So with all of that, I mean, I don't know. I think Mad Max is.
I mean, I don't have enough context to really know because I've only seen a few movies this year in the theater, but Mad Max was extraordinarily good.
Interstellar.
Mhm.
My vote right now prematurely is going to be for Star Wars.
Yeah.
But if Star Wars somehow manages to fail my expectations, then it'll go to Fury Road.
Can you imagine if Star Wars is bad?
No.
I
can't.
I can absolutely imagine.
I can't.
My fear is not that it's going to be bad. My fear is that it's going to be Man of Steel, where I'm like, oh, right, which means that there's no more magic left in the world. If
Yeah.
Star Wars can't come through for me and give me that sense of like fantastical childhood whimsy, then nothing can.
My
Nothing's
thing
left.
is, looking at all of the trailers and all of the TV spots, there hasn't been one clip that I'm like, about. Not
Yeah.
one. So that's why I'm like, this movie can't be bad because I've probably seen maybe 15 minutes of this movie.
Yeah. You never know.
I don't know. I think I'm optimistic about it. I think it's going to be a great movie, but frankly, maybe you might remember. I mean, maybe you're a little young, 98, 99 or whatever, when you were a kid, a young kid or whatever. Phantom Menace had crazy hype just like this.
Great trailers.
And so,
Wipe them out. All of them.
like so, I just don't believe until I walk out of that theater and then I think about it.
Yeah, I was gonna say you can't even trust your first instincts anymore. It's gonna be a
We'll
hard,
see.
hard day for everybody.
My money prematurely is also on Star Wars.
I'm really stoked for Hateful Eight and Revenant.
Yeah, Hateful Eight and Revenant are going to be. I do want to see all 3 of those movies.
Yeah, I mean, I think
I
those
might be
are
going to
all
the
going
movies
to be
a
great.
few
But
times this
Straight
year.
Outta Compton, I want to give a shout out to because that one was fucking
Crazy
awesome, and Furious
Ice
7
Cube.
was the most fun.
Great.
Yeah.